إن الحمد لله نحمده ونستعينه ونستهديه ونستغفره ونعوذ بالله تعالى من شرور أنفسنا وسيئات أعمالنا. من يهده الله فلا مضل له ومن يضلل فلا هادي له، وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له، وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله. اللهم صل وسلم وبارك عليه وعلى آله وأصحابه وأتباعه وأحبابه وكل من اهتدى بهديه واستنى بسنته وقتفى أثره إلى يوم الدين. واحشرنا اللهم معه كما آمنا به ولم نره. اللهم أوردنا حوضه وأدخلنا مدخله. اللهم اسقنا من يده الشريفة شربة هنيئة لا نظمأ بعدها أبدا، اللهم آمين. يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله حق تقاته ولا تموتن إلا وأنتم مسلمون. يا أيها الناس اتقوا ربكم الذي خلقكم من نفس واحدة وخلق منها زوجها وبث منهما رجالا كثيرا ونساء، واتقوا الله الذي تساءلون به والأرحام إن الله كان عليكم رقيبا. يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله وقولوا قولا سديدا يصلح لكم أعمالكم ويغفر لكم ذنوبكم، ومن يطع الله ورسوله فقد فاز فوزا عظيما. أما بعد، فإن أصدق الحديث كلام الله، لا يأتيه الباطل من بين يديه ولا من خلفه، تنزيل من حكيم حميد. ألا وإن خير الهدي هدي محمد صلى الله عليه وآله وسلم، أرسله ربه أسوة للناس جميعا رحمة للعالمين. ألا وإن كل محدثة بدعة وكل بدعة ضلالة وكل ضلالة في النار. أيها الأكارم، جعل الله تبارك وتعالى الحياة كثيرة التقلبات لا تستقيم على حال أبدا، وتلك الأيام نداولها بين الناس، فهي بين صعود وهبوط، وبين أمل ويأس وقنوط، وبين عسر ويسر، وبين شدة ورخاء، وبين ذلك وذلك، وهكذا تسير الحياة، لا تخلو من كدر أبدا. Allah عز وجل created life mixed with toil. لقد خلقنا الإنسان في كبد, mixed with hardship and toil. Welcome to life. This is life on earth. Love mixed with pain. You know, hardship and prosperity, good times, bad times. It's all like this. That's life. لكن يأتي شعاع الأمل يضيء جنبات الظلام في هذه الحياة، ويخرج بالإنسان من الصعاب والمشاق والتعب والكدر إلى آفاق أرحب من الضياء ومن النور ومن استشراق المستقبل السعيد وكذا. In the middle of all of that comes hope, optimism, to take the person out of all of these pains and difficulties and hardships of life, to open and pave a new hope and future full of light, full of providing a way out from all of that. Al-amal ayyuha al-akarim, or hope, that we'll be talking about today. Amal in Arabic, it actually refers to two meanings. One of them is positive and the other is negative. That's how Quran is talking about it. Actually, al-amal is mentioned in two places in the Quran. One, Allah Jalla is praising it, one is good and the other is not. The first one, al-mal wal-banuna zinatu al-hayati ad-dunya wal-baqiyatu as-salihatu khayrun 'inda rabbika thawaban wa khayrun amala. So this is one position. Allah Jalla is talking about money, He's talking about children being the ornament of this life, and talking about al-baqiyat as-salihat, like the good deeds and some special prayers, as being the best to have as hopes for the hereafter. And he talked about al-amal, or this kind of, actually when you translate it only as hope, it will give only the positive meaning, because hope in English usually is mixed or is meant for positive meanings. But in Arabic, amal or hope could refer to either way. The first side we talk about, which is the positive one. The second one is ذَرْهُمْ يَأْكُلُوا وَيَتَمَتَّعُوا وَيُلْهِهِمُ الْأَمَلِ. When you have what can be translated as delusion or deceiving wishes, Allah is talking about those who eat and drink like animals and being deluded and deceived by these kind of wishes and hopes. He talked about people before us that used to be believers, but then they were attached to this life, and they started saying that نحن أبناء الله وأحباؤه. We will make it to Al-Jannah. We are the true heirs or the true children of God. You will take it to Jannah. Allah Azza refused all of that and refuted all of that, and He said, ليس بأمانيكم ولا أماني أهل الكتاب. It doesn't go by your wishes or the wishes of the people of the book that you make it to Jannah. It's not only by wishes, without action. You have to act for it. So let's talk today about the positive side of Al-Amal or hope. Al-Amal أيها الأكارم يعني قالوا في الاصطلاح من إحدى التعريفات انشراح النفس وقت الضيق والأزمات, which is like to feel expanded. Your heart is expanded, to have kind of peace and tranquility in your heart, and to have this rest in your heart at times of pain, at times of hardship. والأزمات and catastrophes بحيث يتعلق القلب بالله, in such a way that you hang up, you attach yourself and you count only in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to provide you a way out. Al-Amal sirru al-hayat. One of the secrets of life is to have hope and to cling to hope. يخفف ويلاتها, it actually alleviates the pain of life. ويبعث على البهجة والسرور فيها, it's a momentum, a push forward towards happiness. الأمل فطرة فطر الله عز وجل الناس عليها, فتجد الإنسان في كل التصرفات يأمل شيئا. It's like a kind of initial, disposition, initial way that Allah created people on, where everybody is having hope. فتجد التاجر يأخذ المخاطرة, يلقي بأمواله في السوق, يشتري بضائع, يفتح مثلا عيادة ويصرف عليها كذا ولا يدري. يأخذ المخاطرة أملا في يعني المكسب من وراء ذلك. You see a merchant is putting a big plans and buying stuff and getting into a business and putting a big capital into the market and he or she is full of hope that it will be successful, it will be profitable. Without hope, this merchant will not put his money or will not start a business or will not take a risk. You see somebody who is sick and he is supposed to take the medicine, and the medicine is so bitter, it's not tasty or anything, but he takes it and he wakes up in the middle of the night to take it, and he makes sure that he take it in time, and he spends a lot of money for this thing that's not tasty, that's awful to take, but he takes it and pays money for it and wakes up in the middle of the night to take it because he or she is full of hope that it will work as to relieve the pain, to cure the disease. You see, the person is getting married, having hope, to have this kind of satisfaction and to have children and so on. You see, the soldier is fighting, having hopes for victory. You see, everybody actually behind any action that I or you, anybody is doing, you have certain hopes. Without hopes, without this kind of hope, nobody will be able to do nothing. Nobody will do nothing. والله عز وجل نجد يفتح أبواب التوبة على مصراعيها ليعطي الأمل. You see, Allah عز وجل is giving hope even for those who are sinful. قل يا عبادي الذين أسرفوا على أنفسهم لا تقنطوا من رحمة الله. You're not talking about regular sinners, somebody who commits some sins. Allah عز وجل, He said أسرفوا على أنفسهم. All my servants who got extravagant, they made a lot of sins. Never lose hope. Never despair of the mercy of Allah. إِنَّ اللَّهَ يَغْفِرُ الذُّنُوبَ جَمِيعًا. Indeed, confirmation. Allah forgives all sins, جَمِيعًا, all together. So He opens the hope even for the sinners. How about the true believers? Because He is إِنَّهُ هُوَ الْغَفُورُ الرَّحِيمُ. And Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam كَانَ يُعْجِبُهُ الْفَأْلِ وَيَكْرَهُ الطِّيَرَ. He used to hate, the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam hated bad omen. And he usually would like to take a good omen, good word. Somebody's name is Suhail, he says, Sahal Allah alayna, Allah will make it easy because somebody's name is Suhail, which means easy. And so many examples like this. He opens the doors of hopes for Muslims in the face of any condition. He would say sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, عجبا لأمر المؤمن, wonderful is the state of a believer. All affairs of a believer, إن أمره كله له خير وليس ذلك لأحد إلا لمؤمن. Indeed, all the affairs of a believer is good, and this is for none but a believer. إن أصابته سراء شكر فكان خيرا له. If something good happened to him, he will be grateful, he will give thanks, and that will be good for him. Allah will give you the reward for thanks, for giving thanks. وإن أصابته ضراء صبر فكان خيرا له. But if it's the other way around, if he is inflicted with something bad, he will be patient. That's a believer. He will be patient, and that's also will be good for him. إن الأمل أيها الأكارم وليد الإيمان. In order for you to have hope, you have to have some kind of faith. You have to have some kind of faith. And the strongest of faith, we believe, is faith in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. In the one who is the source of all powers, the source of life. So if you have true faith in Him, you will have the strongest of hope ever. And that's clear in the life of the believers, the true believers, the prophets of Allah, the strongest of all the believers. Not only for the prophets, actually for regular believers as well. Allah Azza wa Jalla said, إِنَّا لَنَنْصُرُ رُسُلَنَا وَالَّذِينَ آمَنُوا فِي الْحَيَاةِ الدُّنْيَا. Indeed, we give victory to our messengers, but not only messengers. وَالَّذِينَ آمَنُوا, and those who believe, and the believers. فَتَجْدِ إِبْرَاهِيمَ عَلَيْهِ السَّلَامِ. You see Ibrahim, Prophet Ibrahim, the father of the prophets. He is counting on Allah Azza wa Jalla. He's having all hopes in Allah. Not only for his da'wah, number one, for his da'wah, for his work to be fruitful, but even for his wishes and hopes and dreams as a human being. He is now so old, and he is wishing to have children, to have a son or something. Very natural for a human being. قال رب هب لي من الصالحين. Asking, having hope in Allah, even though he was 80 years old at this time, he is asking Allah, Allah, give me of the righteous, give me righteous children. Allah Azza wa Jalla give him not only one, He gave him the glad tidings of فَبَشَّرْنَاهُ بِغُلَامٍ حَلِيمٍ فَلَمَّا بَلَغَ مَعَهُ السَّعْيَ قَالَ يَا بُنَيَّ, to the end of the ayat. Allah Jalla gave him right away, فَبَشَّرْنَاهُ. The minute he made the dua full of hope and raja from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, فَبَشَّرْنَاهُ. Right away we gave him glad tidings of a good boy, of a patient boy. And He gave him also البشرى لزوجته فضحكت سارة فبشرناها بإسحاق ومن وراء إسحاق يعقوب. When the angels came in the form of human beings, as they were passing by Ibrahim alayhi salam, and they talked to his wife, and they said, there will be a glad tidings to you from Allah that you will get a baby. She kind of smiled. How could this happen? I'm old. They gave her even the glad tidings of not only a child but a grandchild, Ishaq. And then from Ishaq will come Yaqub, because of he has hope, and he made dua when he had all of that strong hope in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Musa alayhi salam, his people is in the diaspora right now, and they made a lot of problems and stuff. Even though they were so good, they ended up being in Sinai in the diaspora. But he was full of hope, and he was inculcating hope in them. عَسَى رَبُّكُمْ أَن يُهْلِكَ عَدُوَّكُمْ وَيَسْتَخْلِفَكُمْ فِي الْأَرْضِ. I am full of hope. This is the word asa. Asa in Arabic refers to hope. I am hoping that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will destroy your enemy and will establish you on earth. Musa alayhi salam died before they even reached their goal. مات على مرمى حجر من بيت المقدس. He died so close to Bayt al-Maqdis, Jerusalem, may Allah Azza wa Jalla liberate it and free, even though he died without reaching his goal and his hope and the hope of his people. But his life was marked with hope. We see it in the life of Musa and elsewhere, as he left Egypt, after a lot of pain, and he was accused of stuff, and everybody was looking for him. قال عسى ولما توجه تلقاء مدين قال عسى ربي أن يهديني سواء السبيل. This is somebody who doesn't have any plan what to do next, but he had hope in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. عسى ربي, I am counting on my Lord. I am hoping that my Lord will have a plan for me, will guide me all through the way. ونجد نبي الله يعقوب عليه السلام, سورة يوسف مليئة بالدروس. The prophet of Allah Yaqub ibn Ishaq ibn Ibrahim. Wonderful story. It's marked by hope from the side of Yaqub alayhi salam when he lost not only his son, one son, but actually both of them. He lost Yusuf alayhi salam. And then he lost the other one, Binyamin. And then he was asked the rest of his children. That was years later, decades later. And he sent them, يا بني يذهبوا فتحسسوا من يوسف وأخيه. Oh my children, go and search for Yusuf and his brother. He said, you still remember Yusuf? قال عسى الله أن يأتيني بهم جميعا. He said, I have hope in Allah that He will bring me them both. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, subhanallah, after all of these decades, because of his hope and his faith in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, which is, when you have hope, that refers to strong faith in Allah, Allah Azza wa Jalla brought them all to him. Ayyub alayhi salam, in the face of all of these diseases and sickness, that was his trial. He was sick for almost 18 years, and it was the worst. And then he said, رَبِّ إِنِّي مَسَّنِيَ الضُّرُّ وَأَنْتَ أَرْحَمُ الرَّاحِمِينَ. Oh my Lord, I have been touched with, hardship, with harm. وَأَنْتَ أَرْحَمُ الرَّاحِمِينَ. And you are the most merciful amongst all the merciful. Then فَكَشَفْنَا فَاسْتَجَبْنَا لَهُ فَكَشَفْنَا مَا بِهِ مِنْ ضُرٍّ. Right away Allah said, we responded to him, and we kind of kashafna, like uncovered, like we taken off from him all kinds of harm and diseases because of the hope that he has in Allah. The story goes on not only with those, with Zakaria alayhi salam, somebody who is, as Allah described, قَالَ رَبِّ إِنِّي وَهَنَ الْعَظْمُ مِنِّي. My bones are getting weaker and weaker, like he's getting old and old. وَاشْتَعَلَ الرَّأْسُ شَيْبًا. And my head is like full of gray hair. It was so old. What is your question? He is asking Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, هُنَالِكَ دَعَى زَكَرِيَّا رَبَّهُ قَالَ رَبِّ هَبْ لِي مِن لَّدُنكَ ذُرِّيَّةً طَيِّبَةً. When he saw Allah Azza wa Jalla responding to Maryam, when she was serving at the temple and bringing her all kinds of food out of season as a miracle for her, when he said that, when he saw that, he started making dua to Allah. He had hope in Allah. Oh Allah, even though I'm old, gray hair and very weak bones and very weak structure, that's what I'm asking. I'm asking for a boy. I'm asking for children. Allah Azza wa Jalla give him. فَنَادَتْهُ الْمَلَائِكَةُ وَهُوَ قَائِمٌ يُصَلِّي فِي الْمِحْرَابِ أَنَّ اللَّهَ يُبَشِّرُكَ بِيَحْيَى. Angels right away called him as he was praying, so that Allah Azza wa Jalla is giving you the glad tidings of Yahya, Prophet Yahya, John, the son of Zechariah. So we see it all across in the mother of Musa, and the story of the mother of Musa alayhi salam with her hope. We see it in the story of Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam when he was persecuted, when there was no rays of light whatsoever, rays of hope whatsoever, in the middle of all persecution and people coming to him. Ya Rasulullah, ألا تستنصر لنا, ألا تدعو الله لنا. In the face of all of these hardships in Mecca, people are killed and people are being persecuted. They take them out in the desert and they put them into fire and they torture them in every possible, terrible way. And they come to the Prophet. They're not asking for anything wrong. They said, Ya Rasulullah, wouldn't you ask Allah to give us victory? And Ahmar Rawajah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, his face turned red out of anger. Because, قال, indeed, people before you, a man used to be taken, and they dig it for him in the earth, and they put him, and then they saw him into two pieces, or they kind of skin him out and uncover his bones, and that, even though severe it is, that will never, cause them to relinquish their faith. وَلَكِنَّكُمْ قَوْمٌ تَسْتَعْجِلُونَ. It's only that you are like hurrying up, you are kind of hastening up for the victory. You got to be patient, full of hope but patient. In the middle of being defeated and being like frustrated, not actually frustrated. Anybody in this situation, the Prophet ﷺ left Mecca, went to Al-Ta'if, try another place to call people. They refused and they were so rude dealing with him, and even so, racist dealing with him, aggressive dealing with him. In his way back, Allah sent the angel of mountains for him. If you wish, the angel of mountains is right here. He would crush them between the two mountains. And then the Prophet ﷺ, because he had hope that Allah would guide them, he said, no, I hope that Allah Azza Jalla, even if those did not believe, that Allah would bring from them, their lineage, their children, a generation that will worship Him, that will say La ilaha illallah. He was full of hope, alayhi salatu wasalam. He was able to see victory coming in the middle of all, hardships. Being it personal, being it, you see it all over. When he was sallallahu alayhi wasallam in Al-Ghar, in the cave, fleeing from Mecca, everybody's around him, big prizes waiting for whoever brings Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wasallam and his friend. And they came all the way to the mouth of the cave. And Abu Bakr is worried for the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wasallam, number one, and for himself. Ya Rasulullah, if they look down and under the feet, they will see us. Nabi sallallahu alayhi wasallam is full of certainty that gives him hope. Ya Abu Bakr, Abu Bakr, ما ظنك باثنين الله ثالثهما. What do you think about two? The third of them is Allah. Is God, Allah, the one that's powerful. Inna Allah ma'ana. La tahzan, inna Allah. Don't panic. Don't be sad. Indeed, Allah is with us. When Allah is with you, He will give you the ultimate hope. He will, make you move with hope. وفي غزوة الأحزاب, when the Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam, as إذ زاغت الأبصار وبلغت القلوب الحناجر, all enemies come to attack Muslims, and He's still giving them hopes. As He was hitting this, He was helping the Muslims, and He said, Allahu Akbar, giving them the glad tidings that conquest of different directions of the world will come to him. One day he was praying in Mecca, and the enemies, those Quraysh people came, and they throw all the garbage and all the abdominal part of a recently slaughtered camel on his head as he was praying. And then Fatima came crying and so on, and he said, don't be sad. Indeed, the matter that your dad is sent with, your father is sent with, لَيَبْلُغَنَّ هَذَا الدِّينَ مَا بَلَغَ اللَّيْلُ وَالنَّهَارُ. Indeed, don't be sad. Indeed, this religion will reach everywhere that day or night reaches. It will come, it will get into every single house. بِعِزِّ عَزِيزٍ أَوْ بِذُلِّ ذَلِيلٍ. Whether somebody likes it or doesn't like it, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will make this religion reach everywhere. فلنزرع في داخلنا الأمل أيها الأكارم. لنغير من حياتنا. Let's change our life by planting hope in ourselves, in our communities, in our children, so we will have a brighter future. And inshallah we'll talk more after الجلسة. أقول قولي هذا وأستغفر الله لي ولكم فاستغفروه إنه هو الغفور الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين والعاقبة للمتقين ولا عدوان إلا على الظالمين الآثمين، وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله رب العالمين، وأشهد أن سيدنا ونبينا محمدا عبده ورسوله الأمين. أيها الأكارم، إن ضد الأمل اليأس, despair and losing hope. That's the opposite of having hope and positive attitude in life. قالوا هو انطفاء جدوة الأمل في الصدر وانقطاع خيط الرجاء في القلب. قال ابن مسعود رضي الله عنه, the friend of the Prophet Mas'ud said, الهلاك فتنتين. Destruction comes, with two things. القنوط والعجب, losing hope or despair, that's as one, and العجب, or when you are arrogant and you like very much what you have done. When you get to this level of arrogance, of looking high at yourself, both of these things would lead to destruction. قال الإمام الغزالي معلقا على هذا إنما جمع بينهما الغرور واليأس. He's talking about these two specific characteristics of al-qunut, or losing hope, and al-ghurur, which is like deceit and somebody who is looking very high at himself. قال لأن السعادة لا تنال إلا بالسعي والطلب. Because happiness and achievement, you will not get them without endeavors, without working for them, without going to them. قال والجد والتشمير. قال والقانت لا يسعى ولا يطلب لأن ما يطلبه يراه مستحيلا. So you have to work in order to achieve and attain everything in this life. Somebody who is losing hope, not having any hope, will never work, because he's always looking at the destination as being impossible. So he will not work. He will not work. That's why he will never make it. That's number one. قال فالقانط لا يحرك ساكنا قابع في مكانه لا يتطور. That's one. والمعجب يعتقد أنه قد سعى. وأنه ظفر بمراده فلا يسعى فالموجود لا يطلب والمستحيل لا يطلب. The other category of somebody who is deceitful and will think very high of himself, he thinks that he achieves everything. He doesn't have hope because he thinks that's it. He achieved everything, that's why he will never work, that's why he will never improve. So somebody who loses hope will never work because he thinks everything is impossible, he doesn't have hope. That's why the fuel is not there for him to move. The other person is, he thinks he reached his destination because he thinks he's above everybody and he achieved everything. That's why he will never work too. That's why Abdullah ibn Mas'ud radiyallahu anhu qala, destruction is in two things, deceit and despair. نعم أيها الأكارم والله عز وجل يقول أنا عند ظن عبدي بي فليظن بي ما شاء. Talking about hope, Allah Azza wa Jalla is opening the door for us. He said, I am at the expectation of my slave and servant of me. So let him think whatever he wants of me. So as you think of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, you'll find him. Have hope in Allah Azza wa Jalla that he will take you to Al-Jannah. Have hope in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that he will gather you with all prophets. But let me talk quickly inshallah about adab, ثقافة الأمل في Islam, the manners and etiquettes of having hope in Islam. Number one, لابد أن يقترن الأمل بالمشروع دون الممنوع. You have to have hopes in what's permissible in Islam. You're going to have hopes in something haram that's cancelled. ولابد أن يقترن الأمل بالعمل. Along with having hopes, you have to work for it. Otherwise, you will be the other kind of amal, which is deceitful hopes and deceiving hopes. So you don't want to do that. الحسن البصري يقول رحمه الله إن قوما غرتهم الأماني حتى خرجوا من الدنيا ولا شيء لهم وقالوا نحن نحسن الظن بالله. Some people, they have hopes and they keep clinging to these hopes until they come out of life not having anything done, and then they say we have good thoughts of Allah, good hopes in Allah. قال وكذبوا لو أحسنوا الظن لأحسنوا العمل. He said that they are liars. If they are truly having good hopes in Allah, they would be doing good actions. So you have to do actions as well, along with having the hopes. ليس بأمانيكم, as Allah said, it doesn't go by wishes that you make it to Jannah. Wishes along with actions. اقتران الأمل بالسنن الربانية. We should go with the rules that Allah set in life. You want to achieve success, you have to work. You want to drink, you have to go get water. So you go with the rules that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said in this life for you to succeed, for the hope to work. ألا وإن الحياة قصيرة أيها الأكارم. Life is very short. ومليئة بالهموم كما قدمنا. It's full of worries and hardships and trouble and so on. فلا نحمل الأرض فوق رؤوسنا وقد جعلها الله عز وجل تحت أقدامنا نسير عليها. Some people, they insist to carry the entire earth on their heads. A metaphor for carrying all the humum, all the worries of life. The kids, they have a problem in the school. I'm full of, I don't know what's going to happen tomorrow. I'm aging now, I turn to be whatever, 30, 40, 50, 60, and I have some disease and sickness. It's full of stuff in life, but when you have hope, you will realize, for example, that what you are having today are nothing but the hopes of yesterday. You achieve these things that you have now, you were hoping for them yesterday and you achieved them. So rejoice them and enjoy them, and instead of just having hopes for things that will never happen. If you have to have hope, you have hope in Allah Azza wa Jalla, you have hope in Al-Jannah, you have hope to improve as far as good deeds. وأمثلتنا في ذلك كما قدمنا الأنبياء المرسلون على رسول محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم. We see all prophets and messengers, not only as far as deen, as far as their deen and their da'wah, and also as far as their life, they counted in Allah Azza wa Jalla, they had hope in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and Allah Azza wa Jalla fulfilled that, and they lived successful lives, even though they had to go through some trouble in life, but their lives were marked with success, all of them. نسأل الله عز وجل أن يرزقنا أملا يبلغنا به طاعته وألا يجعل أمالنا في الدنيا وإنما يجعل أمالنا في طاعته ورضاه. May Allah Azza wa Jalla make our hopes in Him subhanahu wa ta'ala, in His pleasure, in attaining His Jannah. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give us the best of this life. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala protect us from our souls, from the evils of our souls. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala protect us from the evils of people. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala protect us and our families and all Muslims from evils. اللهم انصر الإسلام وأعز المسلمين وألف بين قلوب المسلمين واجمع كلمتهم على الحق يا كريم. اللهم انزع الغل والحقد والبغضاء من بينهم يا أكرم الأكرمين. اللهم وفقنا لكل خير وأعنا عليه ووفقنا إليه وارشدنا إليه واهدنا إليه يا رب العالمين. Oh Allah, show us the truth as truth and give us the power to follow it, and show us the falsehood as falsehood and give us the power to stay away from it. Oh Allah, forgive all the believers. Oh Allah, make us all in the Jannah برحمتك يا أرحم الراحمين. اللهم صل وسلم وبارك على سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. جزاكم الله خير وأقم الصلاة.
Kindly check yourself, Lord, please, and beg you.